What's going on, you guys? Hope everybody's doing well. So I'm here at the shop getting some work done on the 1959 Ford F100. A lot of people show interest in this truck, so I figured I'd do a couple of videos on it because right now, kind of at a standstill in the Masacre truck. I'll show you where I'm at with that. So it's 98% done. I've been just doing little things like made up this push-pull cable mount right here. That's for shutting the truck off. There's one there, one in the cab. I'm just waiting on the in-cab one. I'll show you that real quick. Right there in the dash, you can see to the right is the fuel, middle is the fire system, to the left, that's the shut-off switch I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting on the cable. Everything's ran. I finished all the electrical. I just finished this neutral safety switch. So this way the truck can only start in park or neutral. That's very important. I know a guy once had a 70 Chevelle, started it within a reverse, went flying through his neighbor's yard, took out a shed, totaled the car. So it's very important to have that. It's also a rule you have to. So all the electricals, everything's done, 98% done. I just got to finish the Lexan on the back, which I finally just got in. So I'll do that this week sometime, and then I just got to pop the body on. I'm still waiting on the parts for the drive shaft cages. But yeah, other than that, it's done. It's run and drive. I'm also waiting on the jack so I can jack the truck up to put the big tires on. As soon as that comes in, I'm going to take this truck for a ride. So as far as 59 goes, I'll show you what I've done to it so far. So I changed the starter because over the years I've had like 10 different engines in this truck. And I've done a lot of work. Like I built a full tube chassis and I've had a lot of these trucks. Tons of them, probably way too many, but most of them were parts trucks. So anyway, I had a bunch of engines and I always run a PowerMaster XS torque starter. And the thing lasted for years. Finally went and I put an AutoZone starter in it. Just something to get it so I could use it, but it was too weak to crank over the high compression engine. So I got another PowerMaster, I put that in. But it got some water in the fuel cell, so it wreaked havoc on the fuel system. Let me show you the carburetor that came out of this. So originally I had what's called a Holley Ultra XP, like a race carb in it, and that got all gunked up. So then I bought this about a year ago. This is a Holley Street Avenger. Brand new carburetor. Wait till you see what this looks like inside. This is what water does to a fuel system. It's all corroded in there big time. And if you take a look, right here is where the fuel line goes in. It's all nasty and corroded. Look at that's a fuel filter. So that's what water does when it mixes with fuel and it sits for a while in aluminum. And this is the secondary. That's the primary one. It's even dirtier. So the way it got water in the fuel cell was it used to have a fuel cap up here, was like a red flip top cap. Those things always leak. So I made up this assembly like that, so that should stop it from leaking water. I drained all the fuel out, put all new fuel lines, and put that right there. That's a mechanical secondary. It's a double pumper, quick fuel, 650 CFM. This is a nice little motor. So this is a small block stroker Ford. AFR heads, aftermarket block. Engine builder said it's good up to about 8,500 RPMs. I've never taken it that high, but I'll take his word for it. It definitely rips. For a street-driven vehicle, I prefer a nice small block over a big block. They just seem to be snappier. So right there you can see the king coilover is the tube chassis. Axles are Dana 80s I had made by this company Dynatrack. They make awesome axles. Right there you can see the big Dana 80 back there. So now it's got a new starter, new fuel system. I'm going to change the mufflers. This truck is obnoxiously loud. I love it, but it's cool if you're just like bombing around town. But if you start going for like a 20-30 minute ride, it could be kind of annoying. And those are Flowmaster Super 10 single chambers. While they sound awesome, they are kind of annoying at times. So I'm going to pull this into my muffler shop, throw some mufflers on it. So as far as mufflers go, right now it has Flowmaster Super 10, which is a single chamber 10 series. Right here there's 2 chamber, also 3 chamber, which is 40 and 50 series. That's some Super 44s, I believe, somewhere. Magnaflows. Right there's Gibson MWS muffler with additive. It's a real loud muffler. Some more Gibsons right there. Those VX series, those are Flowmaster knockoffs. Black Widows, Boiler Pearl XS's. Right now, my performance muffler stock is kind of low because it's approaching winter time. So everybody parks their hot rods. We're still crazy busy, but just not as much as the performance stuff. Oh, and there's some of those, but no, I wouldn't put that on my truck. So I'm thinking, I love Boiler Pro XS's. Those are awesome mufflers. I think those will be good. There's also Carvin up there. Those are pretty nice, but that's more something you put on like a more modern sports car. So Boilers just aren't that durable in like off-road application. Black Widows, just as loud as what it is now. I'm thinking magnaflow would be perfect. Right here, part number 11226. It's offset center 2.5 stainless steel. It's perfect, so that's what I'll use. Truck doesn't really go up too high. Could use some higher ceilings, would be nice. Alright, that's going to be fun. So with the 44-inch tires in the truck, there's about 2.5 feet. So I'll be climbing in and out of there. Right here though, you can see the little 10 series, just little dumps. So I'll get to it. Alright, so there it is. Mufflers are in. Just did 2 little turn downs, a couple little dumps. All you need, something like this. Right there you can see the 2 front pipes. I did this in stainless steel. I don't know, I may add an H pipe right there, a little crossover like a balance too. We'll see how it sounds. Alright, project complete. Definitely sounds good. At first when I started up, I thought it sounded kind of wimpy compared to like the 10 series Flowmasters, but after revving it up, pulling it around from the front shop to this one, it's a cleaner sound and it's definitely a lot quieter in the cab. So I think I like the magnaflows better. So I'll have to put some miles on it and see how it goes, but it's so awesome to finally have this truck running again instead of just sitting in the corner of the shop right there. Because I did a lot of work to this, and like, even though I did a ton of work to this monster truck and everything, this truck was a lot more work. I spent a lot of time on my computer designing this chassis so that a 59 Ford cab and body will bolt right on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So to make it so the motor sits right in there, the shock towers, clear the hood and everything, hydro boost brake setup. There's also, I have it off right now, but there's a brace that connects these 2 shock towers so they don't flex. And to have like proper suspension geometry, radiator in the back and everything, fuel cell, nice fuel system. It's got a rock solid drivetrain. It's a small block Ford stroker motor, C6 reverse manual valve body transmission, and an NP205 transfer case. So it's a great drivetrain. I had Dynatrack custom built Dana 80 axles with disc brakes and everything. So this truck stops on a dime. It's awesome performance well. It drives like a Cadillac, power steering. And when I built this thing, I didn't want it to look like too mega trucky. Nothing against mega trucks. Mega trucks are awesome. In a way, they're almost like what monster trucks used to be like in the 90s, where you kind of just run what you brung. But I wanted this truck to still have the 1959 Ford look and look just like the movie truck from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So I think I definitely accomplished that. And there's still some changes I want to make. This truck's definitely going to keep evolving. Pretty soon I'll take it for a trail ride, because that's what this truck's mainly made for, is like trail riding, street riding. I didn't want it to be too like over the top, But where I ride my dirt bike is a motocross track. They also have an off-road park with four-wheel trails. So once they open up again in the spring, I plan on doing some trail riding with this. So pretty soon I'll have some videos of that too. So anyway, until next time, take care. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. See you next time.